Hello YouTube, I've only got 3 minutes to share my story, so here goes. As I recollect from the past, I think I was around 6 or 7, a young boy in his bedroom, curious and awestruck by what I could only identify as magic, when I discovered while playing with magnets a mysterious force which could attract or repel with no rhyme or reason. I was obsessed but never really spoke about it or heard anything about magnetism. All I knew about magnets was that they held letters, photos and decorations on the fridge. What I found when I had the chance to explore with 2 bar magnets was that magnets didn't only stick but could repel, and in that certain conditions you could literally float one upon the other without them touching. This to me was magic. This new obsession led me to enjoy science. I would say of all the subjects at school in that time, science and music were my favourites. School for me was very challenging. Most times it was difficult to control my behaviour. It was a subconscious thing that somehow manifested itself, and I was merely an observer. Yet I always understood the consequence, being shouted at all the time, punished and beaten. Despite the bad things, I have many good experiences to draw on. I consider myself very fortunate for all the people who are a part of it, who helped me to shape me, encourage me, and who tried to talk sense into me. My friends were my world. They were the only good thing outside of my family unit. I would have laid my life down for those people. I struggled with the regime at school. I could never sit still for too long. I was energetic, inquisitive, and very stubborn. I'd learned some bad habits, you could say. Saw and heard things children shouldn't see. Was disciplined harshly for not really knowing what I did to deserve it, and I never really learned the lessons except for pain, fear and torment of not being able to run away. For me, that right there is where a lot of bottled up emotion began. I was terrified, locked in, and I couldn't find myself again, because I learned to disassociate myself from the reality I was in. A few distant memories I have was sitting with my head in my hands, ruffling my fingers through my hair, and I'd be counting the bumps on my scalp where I'd just had a good hiding by a certain person. They were tall, very muscular and intimidating. When they shouted, it was like a bomb going off. When they exploded, I'd receive full force of it, square on, and I had no choice, no escape, no voice, and no way of putting up a fight.